She was known as one of the richest women in the world, and her husband, the Sultan of Brunei, was one of the richest men in the world. Even though she was 33 years old younger than him, she agreed to be his second wife. She did this even though they were 33 years apart in age. Even so, she lived in luxury in most beautiful house on the planet and was very proud of her two beautiful children. But all of her money, titles, and children were taken from her in a single moment. Everything took place at the same time. After her marriage ended, Azrinaz Mazhar Hakim had to start over and build a new life for herself. What happened to her after that, and what does she do now? 13 years after she broke up with the richest king in the world. Let's get this party started. Brunei has had one boss for the past 50 years and half a years, Sultan Hassanal Bolkiah. He has full power over his followers and has made a lot of money from selling oil and natural gas. Forbes says he has about $28 billion in assets. He probably has more money than every other king or queen in the world. Because he spent a lot of money, Sultan Hassanal Bolkiah became known all over the world. He made a very big house with more than 1,700 rooms. Anak's government was set up in the east. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, the Iman building is the world's largest building where people live. We know that the palace was finished in 1984 and cost a total of $1.4 billion to build from the information we have. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button and the notification bell to stay updated on our daily videos. On top of that, it has the most cars ever put together in one place anywhere in the world. He has collected more than 7,000 luxury cars over the course of his work. There are a few hundred different Rolls-Royces, Ferraris, and Bentleys among them. The beautiful gold-covered Rolls-Royce that is so typical of the South is most important part of the collection. On rare occasions, someone sitting in a car has eaten while they were there. He has a lot of money because he can spend about $20,000 on a single haircut. The Sultan's personal life is just as lavish as the rest of his life. He married Pengiran Anak Saleha, who was his first cousin once removed, even though he was still young. Not long after that, though, the absolute king chose to start a new family by getting married again, this time to an ex-stewardess named Miriam Abdulaziz. But the woman's second marriage didn't work out, and because of that, she had to leave the house. After some time, the Sultan fell in love with someone again. This time it was Azrinaz Mazhar Hakim, a young and attractive TV reporter from Malaysia. People at first thought that the stories about this union were just lies, but in the end, the South had to show everyone that it was true. Azrinaz and her husband were so much older than each other that it was hard to believe they were really in love. At the same time, Azrinaz was only 25 and her husband was almost 60. The Sultan married a new woman who was both very pretty and very smart. As a writer for Malaysian TV station, she got a lot of praise, including a mention. A beautiful young woman deserved to be Queen of Brunei and live in a beautiful castle. But it didn't seem like there was much love between the young woman and their ruler, who was 60 years old. The man who was king or queen was very old. Also, he spent most of his time with his first wife, and even after they got divorced, she was still a big part of his family. They had spent most of their lives together. Both of these saloon's wives have been seen at public events with him on a rare occasions. Azrinaz looks pretty stressed in pictures for that time, and she said she'd think any woman would be happy to share her husband with another woman. These photos were taken around the right time. Even though we don't know what happened behind the closed doors of the palace, the picture showed that nothing important happened there. Azrinaz Mazhar died in 2010. When Sultan Hassanal Bolkiah said out of the blue that he was going to divorce his wife, everyone was shocked. You have to agree that it is much easier for the Southern Queen Saleha's oldest wife to be only one of his life and run the court on her own. No one else has been married to him as long as she has. It's possible that the young queen didn't fit in the big royal family, which is always the source of new plots and conspiracies. The Sultan's first wife and his many children from his two marriages didn't want to accept the new kid. You can't fight with the fact that the Southern Queen's oldest wife can sell her goods much more easily online. People in the south agreed that their children should go to the palace with their king so that they could keep their royal status. This would let their kids keep all the perks of being royal. The worst thing that has happened to the former Queen of Brunei is that the Sultan won't let her see her children right now. Even though she's lost everything, the Sultan won't let see her kids. Her son was already 4 years old when they were born and her daughter has just turned 2. Just try to understand what the mother went through by putting yourself in her place and feeling the pain she went through. The worst part was by far having to spend time away from her beloved children. Even though she will soon be leaving the United States for Malaysia to start a new life there, she will still miss her children and send them her best wishes. Renas is about to move to Malaysia where he will start a new life. She once wrote a letter to her daughter and posted it on Instagram so they could talk. "I think about you and how much I miss being with you every single day. Recent things, like the wedding, made me happy to see you growing up in such a beautiful and mature way. But this is so nice, it makes me feel I can't breathe." People didn't learn that the former Queen of Brunei was getting married again until 2018. No one knew anything about her for the first 8 years after he split, and her ex-husband didn't find about her engagement until 2018. After being her close friend and companion for a number of years, Faraz Khan Abdul Hamid became her husband. Even though they had known each other for a long time before they got married, they only dated for a year before they got married. Even though her husband is a commoner and doesn't have any royal titles or perks, Azrinaz seems as happy as she has ever been in her marriage. They are thrilled to have 2 girls. As a tradition, the family always looks forward to going on a trip together over the winter holidays. It's a well-known fact that the pastor Nas works in the media. She has a lot of fans on Instagram who watch what she does every day and look to her for advice. Even though she doesn't have any royal titles or a lot of money, it's clear that she's very happy with her simple but full life now. This is because everything she needs is now in her life. But every time she thinks about the fact that her children spent the night at the Sultan's house, she feels very sad. Her oldest boy, Prince Abdul Malik, is already 16 years old and her oldest daughter, Prince Amira, is 15 years old right now. The mother might have cried a lot when thought about or remembered her children. Aside from that, she never even gets to hug her children. Her only wish is that when they are grown up and able to make their own choices, they will go see their mother and forgive her for not being there for them when they were growing up. Even though she lived with the richest king in the world and in the most beautiful house in the world, it is clear that this woman's life was not complete. This is because gold and money in the bank don't make you rich. Instead, it's being able to hug your kids whenever you want and taking advantage of the chance while you have it. That's it for today. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up below, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We post videos every week, so stay notified. Thanks for tuning in. See you in the following video.